Oh my God, good morning. If you're watching this, wow, okay. I started with too high energy. Good morning. If you're watching this in the afternoon, good afternoon. If you're watching this at night, go to bed, go to sleep, get your rest. So my name is Christina, the Empress. What's going on? Hey. So both of my parents were actually in business when I was younger, and they're kind of in business now. And so I guess I've learned a lot about business over the years, and I'm really interested in business. So I do a lot of research on it. So I think that when you have knowledge, you should share. I've gotten a lot of questions from some of my different clients and just different people in general, telling me that they want to start a business. So I guess how they would start, how they choose, all that jazz. So I'm gonna just do 3 quick tips into getting into business. So number 1, do something. Everybody hates this, that piece of advice, but honestly speaking, yeah, just do something. Like when Jeff Bezos first started out, he was not perfect, and he was consistently making his business evolve. The same thing with Elon Musk, the same thing with Warren Buffett, the same thing with all these different names that we know. They all decided to do something. So I'm gonna put my name in there, the Empress, Christina. So when I started out, so I do lashes now. Long story short, I saw a girl on Instagram and she was making money, and I was like, girl, you're making hella bread. I want to make bread too. What are you doing? She was like, oh, I'm a lash tech. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, I'm going to be a lash tech too because I want my bread. So I was like, all right, bet. So I went and I took her class. And I guess I kind of started from there. I was not in love with lash extensions. I just knew that at the time I was working at Olive Garden and I didn't want to stay there. I was always up and running around and just doing the most. And I saw these girls and they were doing lashes and they were making hella money. So that was what worked for me. I remember when I first wanted to get into lashes, everybody was like, oh no, everybody's already a lash tech, blah, blah, blah. Mind you, that was like 2 years ago. So now if you think people are into lashes like now, at the time, everybody was like, oh, everybody's into lashes, rah, rah, rah. Like that's not gonna work. So don't listen to people. I would say do something. When you do something, you know what you're not good at. So for example, before I did lashes, I know at one point I wanted to do hair. I'm not a hairstylist. I'm not very good. My edges look nice now, but they did not look good before. And the only reason I'm talking like this is because I just had my vitamin C. So I got a whole bunch of energy. But yeah, I would say do something. Life is all about trial and error. For you to know what you like and what you want to do, you have to do some things that you're not gonna like. Like I said, I wanted to do hair at one point. At another point, I wanted to do nails. I remember I did acrylic nails on my sister one time and they were trash. And so I found that wasn't really something that I wanted to do. Lash extensions for me made sense because they had the lowest startup cost. To do lash extensions, you don't really need a sink. You don't really need to have a whole bunch of different styles. You don't really need that many tools just to get started, you know? I just had my little container and I went. So I found something to do, and eventually I wanted to do something. I knew that. And then eventually lash extensions worked out for me. But lash extensions are not the end all be all. So all that to say, try something. If you see somebody on Instagram, you would be surprised you'd be surprised how easy it is to just DM somebody and they're like, oh yeah, I do this and this is how I do it and this is the way I do it and blah, blah, blah. Sometimes they want you to take a course, sometimes they want you to work with them, and sometimes they just want to give you the information for free. So you never know. And what I find too, the people who can really help you are the people who are quick to help you. The people who, I was actually on my story talking about this the other day, but the people who really cannot help you that much, people who don't have a lot of followers on Instagram and they don't have a lot of engagement and nobody really cares about them, those are usually the people who are stingy with their whereabouts, with their details, with all that jazz. Because the people who make money and are doing their thing, 9 times out of 10 they will tell you. That's what I found. If they're making real money. If they're not making real money, then whatever, because you know Instagram is a lie. Anyways, that's number 1, do something. My number 2 tip would definitely be to find some mentors. So when I started out, I didn't really have a really zeroed in focused idea of what I wanted to do, but I just found mentors. I found people who are older than me who I could talk to, who I could kind of reason with and kind of do my thing with. People, I guess, who are in the space to listen. Not everybody needs to be your mentor. We often find people and we're just like, okay, well, I want this person to be my mentor because they're making the most money and they have the most success. So, I mean, I guess if you're in an area where you're already successful, you're going to want to find somebody who's above you. But sometimes older people just kind of know about life. Find somebody where you wouldn't be, I don't want to say you wouldn't be unhappy living their life, but yeah, like if you got to where they had gotten to, you would be pleased. And start talking to them. And then as you improve, your mentors are definitely going to improve. And the different people you have around you are going to improve. But yeah, just to start out, find people who you know are like doing things. Because like I know when I first started out, like all of my friends are I won't say all of them, most of them are college graduates now. A lot of them, and even the ones who aren't college graduates, they have really, really good jobs. They're in business, whatever they're doing, they're really kind of like successful, and they're kind of movers and shakers. So for me, I kind of felt like, okay, well, all my friends are making money and working for these big companies and creating their own big companies. Why wouldn't I kind of transition into doing that kind of stuff? So definitely, like I said, find mentors and just have good people around you. If you have good people around you who are motivating you, who want to push you forward, they're often going to point things out in you that you don't even see in yourself. And the third thing, do when you're choosing your business, I would say do something that you can represent well. My hair is not always done. So for me to be a hairstylist, even like, because I know a lot of hairstylists now, because they're working so hard, their hair isn't always done. But if you knew them before they were doing hair, when they just got started, their hair is always slayed, done, just perfect, right? Like I know a lot of girls like that. So I could not be a good not that I couldn't be a good hairstylist, but I don't feel like a lot of people would want to come to me to do their hair because they often see my hair not done. But my lashes are often done. But even before I was doing lashes, I associate the qualities of lashes as luxury, clean. Like even if I wasn't always dripped out, I was always clean looking. And that was something that I prioritized, because when I was in high school, I know I used to look a hot mess. So from I hit my freshman year of college, I was like, nah, I want to look clean and I always want to look put together. You have to look at what I guess you're associated with. So for example, if you're a girl and you have really, really pretty hair, come out with a hair product line. If you are a guy and you are always in the latest sneakers and you have good sneakers, find a plug and start selling sneakers. But if people already know you for certain things, it's going to be easier for them to come to you for certain things. I had a girl in high school, I think when we were going to prom, she was like, hey, Christina, I always see you wearing rings, and I want to wear a ring. And I was like, oh, shoot. And I told her where I got my rings from. But I was like, wow, they noticed that I wear rings. Like I didn't even notice that. I just know, me personally, I really, really like rings. I'm not wearing any rings now. My fingers are naked, but I love jewelry. Like you're always going to see me with a chain on or earrings or something, because I love the way jewelry looks. So yeah, but like that was kind of a me thing. So then I was doing lashes and I actually sold like these cute bracelets at one point, and they sold out like the same day, like 2 days afterwards, and they were just completely gone. And I had a good amount of bracelets and everybody just bought them up quickly. And I was like, wow, well, maybe this is something that I can sell and that people that I can represent well. So when I say go into business, I would say don't go into anything that you feel like you cannot represent well. Do not sell flat tummy tea if your tummy is large. Do not start selling skincare products if your skin is bad. If your makeup has flashback, don't start doing makeup on YouTube and think that people are going to click on your thing. Maybe I'm being mean, but that's how I feel. Like that, I think that's how all of us, whether consciously or subconsciously, we're like that. Yeah, my mom says that stuff all the time. Like don't take advice on how to be successful from somebody who's broke. Don't take advice from somebody on how to get long hair if their hair is short. Like that's just like, and sometimes I think some of these things are like subconscious, but I'm kind of, the point of this video I guess is to get a lot of the subconscious things in your head to your conscious mind. And I said I was going to do 3 tips, but the last tip I would say, ask people around you. Their opinions aren't the end all be all, but I think that you need to kind of start thinking about what other people see you as. And people will spend their money with you if they want something that you have. So for example, I know my mom really has long hair. Her hair is like really, really long and like it's natural, so it's like full and pretty. And people are always asking her, oh my God, what do you use on your hair? What do you use on your hair? What do you use on your hair? So that's something that she could represent well. She's never done like a hairline, but she could make hella bread if she did. So yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought, but I was saying that you need to, I was saying to ask the people around you. So I know one time I sat down and my dad and I were having a conversation, and I really didn't want to hear it, but he was saying you should go into like business, like finance. I feel like you're interested in that stuff because the books you read are all about finance. The shows you watch are all about finance. The podcasts you listen to are all about finance and just money and business. And I didn't realize. And so it kind of took him to tell me that. And I guess that was always in my subconscious mind. But then like once it came to my conscious, I was actually actively able to really invest in my business, really invest in the finance aspect of it, seek out really good accountants. When I do finally go back to school, like accounting, not necessarily accounting, but just finance and economics, that's going to be my thing because I'm super interested in that. And I feel like that's what I spend all my time doing anyways. Yeah, so definitely ask the people around you, because sometimes they see things in you that you don't see in yourself. Like I tell my clients all the time, like I have some clients and they're like, oh yeah, well I want to do this, well I want to do that, like telling me the different things that they want to do. And I'll say, okay, well why don't you do this, because you're really good at this. Like I have some clients, they do bomb makeup and they're like, oh yeah, well I want to sell sneakers, I want to do like sweatpants. Like, why don't you start doing makeup? Like, your makeup is fire. Like, and everybody wants your makeup. Like, you're gonna know too, because people will DM you about certain things. Like, I noticed when different people, even from before I was doing like lashes, I was always posting business stuff. So people would always be in my DMs talking to me about like just business and finance and that stuff. And I love to talk about it. So even this video was 10 minutes and 40 seconds and counting, and I didn't even think it was gonna be this long. As a matter of fact, yeah, let me stop this. Hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully this was helpful. If you guys want to hear and see more things like this, definitely let me, definitely let me know. I literally sit down and I research this stuff like all day. But definitely in the different podcasts that I've listened to and the different people who I've spoken to, those are the 3 things that I think I found that have made it really easy for people to jump into business, because nobody sits down and writes a business plan and they carry out their business plan to the T and it's just super duper successful. Like that's just not the way life works. Like life throws curveballs at you all the time, and I think life is all about adapting. But I wouldn't say enter into something that you feel like you're not going to be happy doing. Yeah, like I knew that lashes, hello, and somebody's here right now. Perfect. Bye.